Jaden Rashada has found himself a new home for the 2025 college football season, heading to California and joining the Sacramento State football program. Now, what does this mean for college football? What does this mean for Jaden in particular? I've got a pretty bold prediction, but before we get into that, I want to take you back. And just in case any of you are unfamiliar with Jaden Rashada and kind of forget that whole timeline, that whole saga. So, what happened with Jaden is originally he was committed to Florida and going to play at Florida, I believe with Billy Napier, one of his first recruiting class. Promised a bunch of money, didn't get the money, ended up decommitting, going to Arizona State where he played 3 games, I think, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. We'll get to that in a second. After that, he transfers to Georgia for a year, sits behind Carson Beck, Gunnar Stockton, and now he hit the portal again. He was actually supposed to visit North Carolina this weekend, I believe. Canceled that, transferred to Sacramento State, and that is where he will spend the 2025 football season. So, again, going back to where he was out of high school, he's in the class with Malachi Nelson, Jackson Arnold, Dante Moore, Nico, Arch, Austin Mack. Bunch of big names that really, some of these guys haven't really made their mark on college football yet, like Malachi, Dante, and Austin Mack. Then you got guys like Arch, Jackson Arnold, and Aiden Childs, who's kind of been there, done that for a little bit, and are all moved on to essentially another school. Everyone except for Arch that you're looking at right now, I think has transferred and is at another program. So Jaden, no stranger to the transfer portal, fitting right in there. But like I said, one thing to kind of consider when thinking about Jaden and what he's going to do this season for 2025 is he hasn't played any meaningful snaps of football since his high school career finished in 2022. So fall of 2022 is the last time Jaden actually played a full season. You can tell when he was at Arizona State in 2023, he only played 3 games. He had 82 passing attempts. Was not pretty. 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. His completion percentage is 54% if you round it up. So all in all, not a good time at the college ranks for Jaden. Now, again, the situation at Arizona State was kind of messy. So what does he do? He transfers to arguably one of the best programs in college football, if not the best program in college football at the moment, in Georgia, who was coming off back-to-back national championships. He sits there for a year, or 2 out of 3, whatever, not counting 2023 with Michigan. But regardless, he sits there for a year, gets to learn kind of, I think, honestly, he gets to mature. He gets to kind of figure out what he needs to do as a player. He gets to learn under Kirby and figure himself out. That's kind of what I took this move as for Jaden going to Georgia, as an opportunity to figure out who he is and how he wants to handle the rest of his career. And that's where I'm going to get to my bold prediction is I think Jaden is taking a Cam Ward route. You know, we just saw Cam go number 1 in the NFL draft last night. And that's kind of the route I think he's taking. I think he's going to transfer to Sacramento State, who by definition, when you look at this, was not a good football team last year. 3-9, and then 1-7 in conference play. Just all in all, not the ideal season that they wanted to have after going 12-1 in 2022. So he's walking into a program that's not just going to go and compete for a national championship. He's going to be able to kind of come in, win the team over a little bit. Obviously, he's probably going to be the guy. I don't imagine the guy they have after spring ball is still going to be their guy going into 2025. But Jaden's going to get to come in and kind of reestablish himself and get his feet back under himself when it comes to playing college football. After this season, if I'm not mistaken, he has 3 years of eligibility left. So he spends 1 year at Sacramento State. I believe he may transfer to a group of 5 school next year, Texas State, Tulane, Boise, you name it. I think he's probably going to make that transition back from FCS up to the FBS level. There is a chance that he might spend 2 years at Sacramento State. I don't think that's the case, but I could see it. I think he does transfer to a G5 school and then ends up, depending on how those 2 seasons go, 25 and 26. In 2027, his senior year, transferring to a Power 5 school, Texas Tech. UCF, Houston, Cincinnati, you name it. Hell, it could be back at Georgia. I don't know, but I do think he's going to try to follow this Cam Ward route where he went Incarnate Word to Washington State to Miami to number 1 overall draft pick. Do I think Jaden's going to be a number 1 overall draft pick? Not at all. But I do think that the blueprint has kind of been set, and I'm curious to see if that's the blueprint that he follows, and not only Jaden but other guys as well. Malachi Nelson's another guy that I think could maybe take a small school, big school NFL draft kind of route. Wouldn't be surprised to see other guys do that as well, especially with all the different NIL stuff and rules and JUCO years don't count and all that stuff. That's the craziness of college football. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see other guys start taking this route as well. So let me know what you guys think. That, was this a good move by Jaden? Was it a bad move by Jaden? Obviously, he's not walking into Montana State or anything where it's just an unbelievable team and an unbelievable program, but he is giving him a chance to play football again. Like I said, he really hasn't played football in going on 3 years. Had a short stint at Arizona State, didn't really play at all at Georgia, got some practice reps, but that's about it. So all in all, he's heading back to his, not necessarily his hometown, but his home state. Going to join Sacramento State and see what they can do at the FCS level. So again, let me know what you guys think. Good move, bad move for Jaden. Be sure to hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys in the next breaking news for college football.